Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for your attendance this morning. Would you all please rise for the Fargo Police Department Honor Guard?
Detail, halt. Ready, face. Pose. Freeze, Oh.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Halt. Ready, face. Forward. Halt.
Please be seated. And please welcome one of our police chaplains for the invocation, Jonas Bundy.
This morning I was reading in Mark chapter 10 a story of Jesus with his disciples who were arguing about who could be first in the kingdom of God. And he told his followers, he said, "Whoever wants to be great among you must be your servant. Whoever wants to be first must be slave of all. For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." Please join me as I pray. Our gracious God and loving Heavenly Father, we thank you for the example of Jesus, who came as one who could have demanded all sorts of service from others. And yet, Lord, he modeled for us what it means to take on a servant's role, to even wash the feet of his disciples, to do that which society said was the most craziest of things for a leader to do. And he modeled for us a life lived as a gift for others. So God, we come before you today and we thank you for these public servants who've signed up to answer the call to serve our community. And we ask, God, that you would give them a spirit, a willingness to lay down whatever it is that stands between them and serving their neighbor. Father, help us to support them and to be worthy of their efforts. And Lord, help us today as we celebrate their efforts to rejoice in the goodness reflected in them of you who've created us in your image. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Pastor. Welcome to everyone to another prodigious day, which is a really cool word for awe-inspiring, hopes and dreams coming true kind of day for our department as we prepare to usher in the next generation of leadership into the Fargo Police Department. I'd like to recognize and thank our elected officials, dignitaries, our honor guard, department staff for being here today, as well as our soon-to-be promoted members and their families, Matt Christensen, Matt Siders, Travis Mosier, Jordan Cordy, Ian Christon, Rob Essler, Zach Robinson, Kyler Seahusen, and Toby Carlson. So please welcome them and their families and thank them for their commitment to our department. And we got two little cuties right up in front that's you have posters too, don't you? Are you going to be holding stuff up? Is that okay, Mayor? Okay, good. You're good. Before I continue, please welcome our mayor, Dr. Timothy Mahoney.
Good morning. I just have to say, the Reverend and I were at the Sandy's Donuts this morning trying to make people happy. So he took 4 dozen donuts and I took just a dozen, but it worked out for us both. He went over to the church and gave them to the kids. It's an honor to be here to celebrate the promotion of 9 outstanding members of the Fargo Police Department. On behalf of the entire community, I want to congratulate all of you. You have earned the new ranks through hard work, perseverance, and a steadfast dedication to serving the city. You have spent many long nights and days protecting the community. The years of service have brought you to this achievement. This is a milestone in your careers, and I'm very proud of each one of you. I know your family and friends are also extremely proud of what you have accomplished. I want to thank the families and friends for their support they have given to our officers throughout their law enforcement careers. Thank you so much for all you do to support our police officers. Fargo is a wonderful place to live because of the work of the police department. The question I get asked with people that come into the community, is it safe? Do we have people that stand up and stand in front of the bullet, stand in front of something that come after us? And the response is overwhelmingly yes. People want to live here because it's a city of law and order, a place where residents support the first responders. As you step into your new positions, remember that the city of Fargo is behind you 100%. We have the utmost trust in you. And I know you will continue to build that trust in the community as you make Fargo stronger, safer, and more resilient. You are all being promoted today because of your excellence, because of your strong leadership, your integrity, positive influence on your colleagues, and your commitment to the Fargo Police Department and the people you serve. And the other thing I sometimes see as a surgeon, I always would look in people's eyes. So if somebody came in the ER and was in trauma or was in trouble, you look to their eyes. Are they close to death? Are they close to life? Are they going to survive? Are they not going to survive? But it's the eyes that give it away as far as leadership. When people are leaders, they have that little twinkle in their eyes. So you know they're a little bit different maybe than somebody else. You know they're looking a little bit farther, a little bit deeper into things that maybe somebody else isn't. So what I love when I see this in the promotion is this twinkle in every one of your eyes, because you know a little bit something, a little bit more. And the chief sees that as well. And that's why you're being promoted. You're being promoted because people behind you believe in you, trust you, know you'll do the right thing. I also encourage all of you to be compassionate leaders, leaders who will have an ear to listen and a shoulder to support. We do mentor a new generation of officers. In the shooting last summer, the thing I was struck with is the one time which we finally see the police officers hug each other or give support to each other or understand each other in a sense of, I've got your back. It's very important to have got your back, that we will stand beside each other no matter what we face and work together. And that is truly the strength of the city of Fargo and its police officers. What we see in all of you is that ability to got your back. And that's what I respect so much about the department. So again, I'd like to offer you congratulations on your well-earned promotions. Thank you for the vital work you do to keep us safe. And thank you to everybody for showing up today.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, you can take just a brief sigh of relief and remember this moment, because it's a long career for everyone, and you really have to remember those positive milestones, right? Just like when you got sworn in, you know, this promotional event is one of those really good, positive moments in your career, and we do a lot of good things throughout the course of our career that we may not even remember. And it's days like this that help us remember. We've got even, you know, a person in the audience today that was saved by one of our promotees many years back from a very tragic accident. The fact that they paid attention to this ceremony to recognize that one of the people here was one of those officers involved at the time is just huge. It's humongous, and it really, again, just emphasizes the importance of that close police-community relationship and that people don't forget the good work that we do. So take that in today and keep that going forward. Today, our promotees represent a number of important roles across our department. And I always talk about roles and responsibilities because everyone's role within their rank and their responsibilities are different. And when everyone recognizes that and everyone is fulfilling those roles and responsibilities and working collaboratively together, we got a high-performing team. And that's exactly what we've continued to grow here at Fargo PD. And that's why it's such an exciting day, not just for all of you, but for myself and the rest of our staff. So today we have a detective, 5 sergeants, 2 lieutenants, and a captain, each serving a critical department role individually and collectively. But not only do they represent different ranks and roles, but they represent a variety of generations. We got some X, we got some Y, we got an almost Z. You know, if you're an almost Z, you're kind of a Z, right? There's a lot of discussion often about generations in general, right? Differences. And sometimes people have a hard time dealing with that. Our leadership model recognizes the important contributions of all of our personnel and what we call generational strengths. We garner all those different strengths and characteristics from each one of the generations, and now we're seeing those folks move up into our supervisory and leadership ranks, which is outstanding for our department. That's how we continue to grow a strong and sustainable team. I won't out anyone by age. I'll let you work on your own to figure out who's X, Y, and almost Z. That could be a trivia question, maybe somewhere down the road. But let's talk just a little bit about them. And so I've had the opportunity and the honor really to see all these folks in action and really appreciate the efforts that they put forth. Matt Christensen's got nearly 22 years with our department, was promoted to sergeant in 2014 and lieutenant in 2021. And back on July 8th, we actually did a field promotion for Matt, and he is our new neighborhood services commander, which is basically our patrol functions and things of that nature. But that is the largest division in our department. It has more people than any other division. It's huge, from basic patrol functions to specialty units, including our soon-to-be rolled out new traffic safety team. Matt's approachable situational leadership style have served him well throughout the course of his career and will continue to do so in this really big assignment. And really in 2 months' time already, he's had a huge positive effect on our department as he gets to know all the folks there from the perspective of his new role. Previously, he was a shift commander in neighborhood services on evenings, but he also worked as a lieutenant in our investigations division, overseeing our special operations unit, which is all the intelligence, street crimes, narcotics. He was a sergeant on the narcotics unit, so just a plethora of experience. And again, when we talk about growing and sustaining our department, it's vitally important that we take people with these skills and we move them around the department so they can take this knowledge and skills to other areas of the department. So a lot of times people will be like, wow, you know, this guy's really good at this thing. And they are. But if we leave them in one thing forever, no one else ever learns about what they know. And for them to move and do something different over time gets much more difficult to make that transition because we get comfortable doing our thing. So we have intentionally focused on moving our people around as they move up through the ranks so that they can take that experience, they can gain other knowledge, and they can bring it to the table. That is also having a huge effect on the success of our department and our community relationships. Lieutenant Matt Siders, 15 years with the department, formerly a PTO, police training officer, school resource officer. In 2021, he was promoted to sergeant, worked on the night shift. And back about a week ago, August 19th, he got his field promotion to lieutenant. Matt is very much a coach, mentor type of leader. He's also very well read. He reads a lot of different books. And then on leadership and things like wellness, he's had a huge effect on the growth of our wellness team, written grants that have allowed us to grow that team and hire our first ever civilian coordinator for our wellness team. So that's really significant. In his new role as lieutenant, he's going to be leading our night shift officer group team as a shift commander. So we really look forward to seeing Matt's success there going forward. Lieutenant Travis Mosier, 20-year veteran of the department, worked in neighborhood services. He was a police training officer. He's on a SWAT team. In 2015, he was promoted to sergeant. Travis is very much lead by example in the field. I mean, everyone's leading by example, but Travis is always out there leading people somewhere, and he uses data, but in a good direction, right? He's active, data analysis. He's one of our, what I would call, hunters. So in his most current role, he's led our Metro Street Crimes Unit really to new heights, just in terms of their mission, their capabilities, again, taking his knowledge and skills and building that team. When we have something happen, the folks that did it, if we know who they are, they're not on the street very long because we scoop them up. And Travis is a big part of that. We've got a lot of other things happening with our Real-Time Crime Center and National Integrated Ballistics Information Network, which is, you won't get that, but it's ballistic information that helps us solve crimes. In his new role as lieutenant, he's moving over to the Specialized Services Unit in Captain Christensen's division, where he'll have a lot of different units, teams under him. The community engagement team and that traffic safety team, I think, are two of the really big ones. Community engagement is huge across the city, everything from specialized enforcement to working collaboratively with communities and neighborhoods that are experiencing high crime or other quality of life issues, to our downtown area, which we all know is our jewel and a place that we have to provide extra resources and presence to. So he's going to have that direct command over all of those different units, and then that new traffic safety team. I can only imagine with Travis's self-starting initiative and his knowledge that he has from investigations, how that's going to really be a positive on that traffic safety team and show us some real positive successes there. Sergeant Kyle Seahusen, almost 11 years here with the department. In 2018, he was promoted to detective. Kyle's very thorough in his investigations, and he's got a lot of investigative knowledge, and he uses that to help lead and guide others. He's been a member of the Cass County Drug Task Force now for several years, and I know from even correspondence we've gotten from some of those who have been involved in these investigations, catching the traffickers and the felony criminals is a home run every time. But investigating fatal overdose deaths can be quite trying, and it's certainly traumatic for the families that have to go through that. Kyle's shown really great persistence and compassion in doing everything we can to bring those responsible for those overdose deaths to justice. And that's a big thing in our community and nationally as well. So great work there. He's also on the SWAT team. And if you look at Kyle, you'll go, he's an example of wellness, right? So again, he's heavy into wellness and fitness. He works with our recruits, SWAT, our crew. I'm sure he's doing this with his new folks there in his new position. He'll be assigned to our night shift red group. And again, just looking forward to seeing his continuing progression there. Sergeant Jordan Cordy, 6 years with the department. In 2022, he's promoted to an investigator. Well, I'm sure assigned as an investigator. It's a non-promotable position, but gives our officers an opportunity to experience investigations. And he went over to our street crimes unit that Sergeant Mosier was running. Jordan, again, highly motivated. I'll call him a fast hunter, because not only does he hunt you down, he's quick on his feet. And he's chased down a lot of no-goodniks in his time on the street crimes unit, and that's really outstanding. But he's really big on investigations and data as well. He's on a SWAT team. He's involved in peer support and wellness, and came in second on the push-up challenge at a national conference, which is pretty darn good, right? Totally out of the blue. So nice work there. But just as an example of what we're talking about with spreading the knowledge, this is just a timely example. Just this last weekend, we had a shots fired investigation. Now, normally those are kind of hard to solve, because you don't always have much to go with other than someone fired a weapon and something might be hit. There's some casings to recover, that kind of stuff. Sometimes there's witnesses. But Jordan was a supervisor on this in his new role as he was completing his sergeant training. And so as I'm looking at the update, the report on what was done, I'm seeing things like, we got there, we did a neighborhood canvass, we interviewed people who identified suspect descriptions, and we also made 3 arrests on felony warrants because the people in the house weren't actually the greatest of citizenry in that perspective, and we're part of this likely problem. And as we arrested them, we talked to them too, which is a great thing to do, and got additional information that will help identify the suspect in this crime that maybe several years back we wouldn't have been in that position, because the officers, while they're doing everything they can, we got a pretty young department. And with that kind of leadership there to help guide them on here's the steps you can do and here's what we can do with that information, again, leading to greater success. And even if something happens, we can't prevent everything, but we're sure going to find out who was involved and bring them to justice. So just a great example there of exactly what we're looking for. So we're looking forward to continued efforts there from Jordan. Sergeant Ian Christin, 5 years with our department, worked in neighborhood services and went to our training and development unit. He's also on a SWAT team involved in wellness. And Ian really took on a role in training and development of a mentorship role, but he's also what I would call the closest thing that we have to a real cop, but with an also academic mindset to things in terms of how he puts programs, training protocols together. He was a primary instructor for the last 5 classes of FPD officers. Just done a tremendous job in putting together defensive tactics, protocols, everything along those lines. And so in his new role, and if, Jordan, you're going to be evenings red, I forgot to mention, just in case. But in Ian's new role, he's going to stay in training and development until he develops that next Ian Christin, actually, right? The next people to do that work, and then we can move him out and let him spread some of that knowledge as well. And not that it should overshadow this event, but this is a big day, right? So we got a few days to take that in because Ian has a much bigger day coming on Friday because he's getting married. So congratulations, Ian, yes. And cheat note. I don't have my cheat note, okay. So that's a big event coming up. Congrats on that. Sergeant Zachary Robinson, 8 years with the department. He was also a police training officer. He's on our bomb squad. Also very well studied in leadership. He's attended a lot of courses. He's also in the National Guard. And of course, again, no better leadership, again, than by example. And we know the courage and the fortitude that he displayed on July 14th of 2023, saving countless lives in our community. It's really an example to everyone of the benefits of our department training and culture and what one committed officer can accomplish when the odds are against you. And that inspires everyone in the department to see that and to know that. And aside from that, Zach Robinson was an excellent role model before that happened, and he remains the same after it happened, because you can imagine the amount of rightfully nominated and received awards that he's gotten in the last year. And he has maintained his professionalism. He understands the importance of it, and he really represents us well. In his new assignment, he'll be leading our night shift Reds team. I'm really just looking forward to him in that position also. Then we have Sergeant Rob Essler, who's been with our department 5 years. He's also really a strong mentor to a lot of folks through his tenure here. He was a training officer. He's on SWAT. He's mentored new SWAT personnel. In 2022, he went to our training and development unit. Just, really something that his skill set kind of went in that direction. He's in a firearms training program instructor. He really takes our academy recruits under his wing, and Rob is like the calm, approachable guy that I've never seen him get actually upset. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know what his wife would say, but I've never seen him sweat, right? He handles it very well, and he really helps guide some of these new recruits through difficult things. There's a lot of things that come up as you're learning to be a cop and after the academy, and we really need that kind of leadership to help get people through that. So Rob's going to be starting a little bit of training here following promotion, but ultimately will be assigned to our Neighborhood Services Knights Blue Team. And last but not least, Toby Carlson, 9 years with our department. Toby's getting promoted to detective. He served as a police training officer, worked at the airport. He's on the Honor Guard, Uniform Committee, and the Chiefs Advisory Board. In 2022, he was assigned as an investigator to our investigations division. And that's an area that Toby's very interested in. He's shown a great deal of initiative and sense of urgency, which is a big thing that we really, in a transitional perspective, pushed for across the department, but certainly in our investigations area, because these crimes are all important to people, and we got to do the best that we can to solve them. So he's really honed his investigative skills since that time. He's very thorough. He's very collaborative with the officers, and he has an important leadership role in helping to educate, mentor, and guide the officers, the investigators that are also assigned to investigations. And I know he's going to do a great job at continuing to do that. He's really shown a lot of interest, and just really an excellent example for others to follow as well in terms of transition and overall moxie, right? Is that the Swedish background? Yeah. Okay, good. So we're looking forward to that. Each and every one of these folks has made the conscious decision to concentrate their organizational outputs and efforts, not just towards their individual successes, but now going forward on the overall success of their teams and vicariously then our department and the community. They're no longer responsible for just their own actions, but are vicariously responsible for others, which can sometimes be scary. It's a big commitment, but a very rewarding one. And as I explained earlier, it's rewarding for me too to watch the progression and the benefits of that leadership, just watching a case play out and what everyone's doing and how they're working together and how it's culminating in an arrest. Just really great to see that. This commitment and work that they do also exemplifies our vision, mission, and values, and our police purpose of protecting the vulnerable from harm and preventing future victimization. I'm confident that all of you are ready for this challenge. You are already doing this kind of work, and now you're in a position to take that to the next level. I encourage all of you to continue to develop yourselves while also developing future leaders. Good leaders lead well and get a lot accomplished. Great leaders create more great leaders. And that's how we sustain our organizational prowess, right? That is an important step, and all of you know that, and all of you have demonstrated that throughout your career. A couple things to remember in doing so is to value, respect, and invest in your personnel, all of them. So some of you that are well read, we've had a recent discussion about this. There's some leadership books that will tell you, you get assigned to a team and you got some superstars. They're just really great. And you got some people that just don't really get it and require a lot of work. And in some books, they'll say, don't spend your time on those people. Just spend it on your superstars and write it out from there. That, folks, is complete leadership nonsense. Leading, guiding, and mentoring all of our direct reports, recognizing and supporting those that are excelling, while assisting others that need more of our knowledge and experience to succeed is absolutely essential. Now, does everyone make it in the police world? No. But when we get to the point where someone doesn't make it, we know in good conscience that we did everything we could to give them the knowledge, skills, abilities, and leadership to succeed. That's what we need to concentrate on. So it's great. We do want to keep feeding our superstars and grow them too, but we got to bring everyone up to a basic level of competence and grow everyone as much as we can. Big responsibility. Next, lead with positivity and compassion. The mayor mentioned compassion. Absolutely, right? This job is all about compassion. If we don't love what we're doing, why are we here? Positivity. The environment that you create, and I know you know this, through positivity versus negativity is a huge culture piece. That's why our department is so successful. That's why our folks go out and recruit more people, because of the positive nature of the work that everyone does, because of the teamwork, the wellness and taking care of each other piece, also big. Huge to start out the day instead of here's what we have to do today with here's what we get to do today. We get to dress up in these uniforms and put a badge on. We get to go out and make a neighborhood safe, or we get to go to respond to that crime, and we get to solve it and bring justice to a victim. Those are things that are honors rather than burdens. Emphasizing the wins and the good news while navigating through the failures. We're all going to have failures. We've all had them. Everyone's had them. They're opportunities to learn. Take advantage of those opportunities. Build your personnel up. Providing reward and ensuring accountability, another big piece. Acknowledging the great work that all your team does, reinforcing that good behavior. Remember, we get the behavior that we reinforce. When we see good work being done, we want to be on that. Many of you already do that, but it's a good thing to remember as you get out in the new role. Conversely, you're often the first one to know if a member of your team has a personal or performance issue. Don't sit on that, right? Your responsibility is to address those with care and expediency. This will often keep a small problem or a small mess from developing into a major crisis or a career-ending event. The sergeant's probably number one on that, but lieutenants, captains, all the way up the line, everyone's got that responsibility. Okay, so, and we know that everyone's going to have issues from time to time. We just want to make sure that we have those critical conversations and address those things. In doing so, concentrate on changing behavior versus punishment. Expect that there will be some conflict. You're probably not going to supervise people without some conflict at some time. And it's the same thing like when you're a cop out on the street, right? But now it's different because it's internal. Don't avoid that conflict. Don't avoid addressing an issue because you don't want to get into a conflict with someone you work with 5 years or 5 minutes, right? You might be saving a career. Okay, so there's many options available. Avoidance is not a leadership strategy, okay? And I know many of you are on top of this and appreciate your efforts there. Throughout all of this, it's important for you to know that I, myself, and we, the executive team and the department, support you in all of these efforts and stand ready to assist you, as well as remain committed to your continued growth. Both I and the department are extremely proud of all of you, and we're grateful for the commitment and efforts you have provided to get to this great day. We'll continue to provide the department and our community in the future, as well as our profession. So thank you for everything that you've done. I encourage you to keep on going, and we're certainly here to help you along the way with whatever hurdles might get in your way. So thank you for all of that. And now, let's move on to the actual pinning of our new promotees. So let me get this in the correct order here. So we always, of course, have a significant other of the members choosing to pin their badge on. So we're going to start, we're going in rank order alphabetically. So we'll start with Captain Matt Christensen and his wife, Angie. And there will be, you know, there's a nice photo op here for you after that, right? Okay. Lieutenant Travis Mosier and his wife, daughter, Sienna. Lieutenant Matt Sayers and his wife, Jessica. Sergeant Rob Essler and his wife, Erica. Sergeant Jordan Cordy and his wife Morgan, and little one. Nice. Sergeant Ian Kirstan and his mother Bonnie. Sergeant Zachary Robinson and his wife Ashley. And kiddo. Here we go. One of them, yeah. We don't know where the other one is, right? Sergeant Kyle Seahusen and his wife Christina. And Detective Toby Carlson and his wife Adrian. And two little smokers there, huh? All right. Those boots too, nice. Okay, gentlemen, if you could join me right out in front here. We'll administrate the law enforcement oath of honor. Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. On my honor, I will never betray my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always maintain the highest ethical standards and uphold the values of my community and the agency I serve. Very good. Congratulations, everyone. How about a round of applause? Well, thank you, everyone, for coming today. We will have a line of honor that's going to rotate this way. If anyone wants to come through and shake hands, and we'll have the opportunity for family photos, whatever you want. We'll take care and get those to you along with our department photos. But again, I just want to reiterate what a really great day this is in terms of the future of our department with this, again, addition of some really great forward-thinking leaders that are going to help us propel into the next decade and beyond. So great day for all of them. Again, congratulations to them for all of their efforts and future success. Thank you.